just took them.
I'm not a poor person, all right?
How did you get so much money? I don't know what's going on at the moment with YouTube. Nobody does. Processing the payment. So there we go. And thank you for your guns. So thank you, everybody. Just going to listen to how Tim is talking about buying a Honda Goldwing motorcycle that's worth $28,000 and upgrading on a new iPhone, and at the same time kind of digitally panhandling his glazing subscribers.
Where people that have been watching me for a long time have found themselves unsubscribed and have resubscribed. So there's nothing I can do about it but ask for your help to either check your subscription that you are following and that you do give the videos a thumbs up so that I can get back into that strong algorithm that YouTube will put these videos forward and other people will enjoy them and then they will subscribe, other than just by chance getting discovered. You can also share a video. Each one of you can share one of my videos that you like with one friend, and that will also help. But I've been thinking about that a lot, and I really would like to get to the 100,000. I see some of these YouTubers talking.
I don't think that's important when you're trying to build a actually viable channel on YouTube or build a community. I have a suspicion that, and we know this, that Sarasota Tim has seen that YouTube could potentially become his side hustle income while he was in retirement, but with really low effort content. I think there was a moment where that was very popular. I don't know what's going on at the moment with YouTube. Nobody does. How did you get so much money? I think the American people, we want to know, Tim. I think we do. I think we do want to know. I think we want to know what happened. And I know you're not happy with me making this information available, and it is just public record. Anybody can find this about Mr. Baker. And so when he's trying to convince everybody that he doesn't like his prison job, which is YouTube, it's because he got $58,400 so easily at one point. I mean, he didn't have to do anything. I mean, he pays it off a very small amount every month as a loan, less than probably somebody would pay for a mortgage on that. It's not amortized or anything. It's very low interest. And so I'm just curious, how did you manage to secure so much money? I need somebody to help me answer this question. It just seems like something suspicious happened, especially considering the length of the time that you had this business, which says only from January the 21st to August. Now, this is obviously just, kind of a not full search, but it brought up some fairly good information about, obviously, Mr. Baker's UCC filings. And so I think when you take a look at that and the fact that it was able to find out that he had this particular UCC filings, and then we're able to then find that information on the UCC search results, and then we're able to then find the EIDL loan. I think it's pretty solid evidence. So in my description box. And so, as a registered nurse, I'm really excited. I've worked with a lot of patients myself with cancer, and so this meant a lot, and I was just so excited. We raised like over $1,000, so let's just get over here and get this done. Let me get this. So let's switch around. Let's see, we can make this big, and let me try this one more time. My goodness, it feels like I can't get anything right. So it's going to be $700. We're putting it in honor of Bev. Let's continue. It's going to be a one-time donation of $700. I'm actually going to be using PayPal to do this. And so let's get over to here. And obviously, I think it's going to give me a chance to make a dedication, I hope. Okay, so it's going to click over to here. They're getting my wallet. Okay. It's asking me to donate now. Oh gosh, I hope I haven't done this multiple times. Let me share this tab instead. Donate now. It's processing. Okay, so some of my personal details here. So I don't want to show too much of myself. But here it is. It's me. I'm Ms. Rachel Blair. It's obviously my email address is going to go in as the life and vibe. This is not my primary number. I really don't want to show all this, but there we go. And then donate now. And then are we going to update it? No, thanks. And we're processing the payment. So there we go. And thank you for your gift. So thank you, everybody, for doing that. I appreciate it. I'm going to make sure I blur all that before some of my personal details before I post this particular video. Once again, he's talking about whether or not he's going to buy a new or used Honda Goldwing tour. But somebody who was poorly planned in retirement, I mean, wants you to support him in retirement. This is a side hustle, but he does no value really to his content. It's just him telling you how awesome he is in 5 or 6 videos a day. It's just wild, in my opinion.
It's so thin, and when you use it, it's sharp. It's sharp. And a good one, I got such good coffee, thanks to Rick and Connie, and Police Don, and Bob and Kate. I'm all stocked up. And again, Vince, thank you so much for your generosity on the Buy Me a Coffee support. He says, it looks like you're having a good time up there. There's a little bit of gas money for you. And, you know.
Gas money? I mean, the man is talking about getting a $28,000 motorbike, but yet on the other hand, he is asking his subscribers to support his travel. Do you not understand that Tim has everything monetized down to his Crushing It for Christ videos? And he is not only talking about the fact that he needs to cut corners with his money, he then talks about needing to buy a new wardrobe. So it just, like I said, everybody has the right to do whatever they want. If Tim's pity marketing and is something that you are vibing with, go ahead, send him all the donations you want. If you feel that he mentions you and it gives you the warm fuzzies, go ahead, do it. If you feel that there are so many commentary channels that just don't want to say anything nice about Tim, haters like myself, and it makes you feel more warm and fuzzy to donate to somebody who, in my opinion, was able to get very large sums of money during a crisis and really took advantage of it when he really should not have. And I've got videos and I'll link them in order for you to take a look.
Those are just, look, folks, I'm not a poor person, all right? Every YouTuber has a support link. And people that...
Well, then if you're not a poor person, Tim, and your content is so low quality and you don't do it to support any businesses locally, because you're only in the Walmarts and Wawas and Love's Truck Stops and Buc-ee's and all these big places, we rarely see you supporting a small business. You certainly have never tried to do anything to improve your content editorial wise. It's not like you've learned anything. Oh, jeez. If you want to... I get it. I have these things too. I'm not saying I don't, but I think that Tim is using his to actually try to substitute what he should have done for somebody who took early retirement. This man didn't even work. He worked a few hours a week, couple of hours a week, couple of hours a day, and this is the guy you feel like so aligned with. I find it, the pity marketing is huge on this one. The digital panhandling is enormous. So it's kind of interesting because these gentlemen don't really understand why Tim got mad and why Tim got so upset. And so he is the one who initially kind of stopped talking to people, and nobody is really aware why. But it seems that in reality, Tim is the one who's been doing some things that are kind of, outrageous. And one of the things, and if anybody remembers anything about Tim, he was back in Vegas last year and he was playing golf all the time. So let's just take a look at how many golf. He just put out tons of golf videos. Now, he also, we're going to go to this one. He also brought out Johnny Vegas. Now, the idea was, and I'm sure, and I can't remember which video it was, but Tim literally had said that the golf clubs had been gifted to him or were given to him by Johnny Vegas because Johnny had hurt his shoulder and was no longer able to play. Well, they were only lent to Tim because what I understand is that Tim came out to Vegas, wanted to play golf, and had 0 clubs on him. So Johnny has had shoulder surgery in this video. And the clubs that you actually see on the back of this golf cart are Johnny Vegas's golf clubs. And we're going to show you how Tim has brought those golf clubs with him to Florida. And Johnny Vegas is now pretty unhappy with this. He realizes that he kind of just let it go because he just like, but it's $2,500 worth of brand new golf clubs. And Tim showed up to Vegas. And this was, back in, let's see when the date of this video was. This was 11 months ago. And so just slightly, this is about the time that I remember watching. And so Johnny did, he did say that he met Tim. He tried to send Tim emails. Tim hadn't responded, and that he did know where Tim was, and he wanted to meet him. He had been, like many people, had discovered Tim through that Social Security video, and he did admit that he went and sort of sought Tim out to introduce him, because I guess he wanted to show him Vegas and give him a chance, and had enjoyed his content and really kind of wanted to, let him know. And so nothing a little bit more than that. And he said he did meet that guy, Justin. And that's an interesting story, because supposedly Justin had $40,000 worth of cash in his backpack and was coming out from like Oklahoma or something. And he probably disappeared that night because he probably ran out of his 40 grand and went back to Oklahoma, because he was like a high rolling gambler. And nobody's ever heard from this guy, Justin, ever since. Why would it complete? They wouldn't. Tim is making it up. It's a storyline. It's reviews, and Tim is recording potentially that the packaging of those Omaha steaks weren't correct, and he's going to ask for a refund. He's probably going to ask. But the thing is, a lot of these companies now, they have cameras and they can actually see things getting packed, and they can tell if somebody is full of it or not. Sometimes. So does prove that guy is well, he didn't give them to him. Well, he said they were good clubs, and that the bag and everything else, all of it all together, the whole set, once you put in the bags and everything, it starts to get very expensive, for a set of, good clubs. And he said that Tim cheated his entire way through the golf game. So Tim would give would move the ball, like not even an ethical player. And so Tim shows up to Vegas and has no clubs and wants to go to golf. And it was $75 to rent the clubs. And so Tim obviously, isn't going to want to spend money to rent. So Johnny, knowing his shoulder was out, lent these clubs to Tim while I guess he was in the area, assuming that he would return his clubs at the end of the trip. And Tim just took him off to Florida, and he just kind of let it go. But I think it's starting to get to a point where obviously he's like, oh my gosh, this guy is it just went off with my clubs. Just took them.